I'd loaded my truck up to do general deliveries, but unfortunately when I got to this certain patch of road that was corrugated and potholed, there was no weight on the back axle of my truck. And when I hit those potholes, I went sideways into the gutter and never came out. I remember being put onto the stretcher at the helicopter, and they said to me, it's going to be very cramped in here, and when we take off, it's going to be very noisy. And then I knew nothing else till I woke up in intensive care in Royal Perth.
I was 13 at the time, and we went out to a farm at Lancelin. We're driving around on one of the farm mules, and it rolled on top of my leg. I thought it was just broken. I didn't know how bad or to what extent it was broken. The paramedic was like, we've got to call the chopper in, because if we don't get a chopper in, we're going to either amputate it here or he's just going to run out of blood. At that point, I wasn't sure if I was going to survive or any outcome of what was going to happen, but I knew that whatever was going to happen was going to be a long road.
We come up to a stop sign. He didn't stop, and there was another vehicle coming down the road doing 110 and collided with us. When apparently the vehicle stopped spinning, my ex-partner looked over to see if I was all right, and I wasn't sitting in my seat, and he could see me, unconscious. Another vehicle arrived, and he rang 000. He said, look, we're going to need the helicopter. He said, we're going to need ambulances. He said, it's not good. I woke up and I seeing my cousin, I thought, wow, something has happened to me.
It was a freak accident. A stick got stuck into my back wheel and the bike high-sided me and flipped me off. I looked down, I was lifting off the bike. I broke my femur, but my big concern was my back at that stage, not so much my leg, because my back felt so weird. I remember the noise, but they actually had to land on the power line track. Lying in the back of the helicopter, it was, I felt like I was in safe hands.
I was going to fix the fuel tank, so I just automatically lit the oxy up and bang, and it blew the arse end out of the tank. It's a 1,000-gallon fuel tank. What I believe, my wife was running back and forwards to the cattle trough, trying to put the fire out. So then the ambulance all turned up. Burn pains is very hard to describe. It is very painful.
Yeah, I went inside for probably 15-20 minutes and come out, and the kids had decided to dig a hole with one of the machines.
Our dog came and jumped on the side while I was in the hole and caved the hole in.
My older son come running in and grabbed my wife, Rosanna. Obviously I ran behind them and thinking, what am I coming across here? I didn't know what to expect. So I tried to pull him out for a couple of minutes, and a big wall of sand fell in on both of us, literally buried Riley, so I couldn't see him. He's probably had about 500 or 600 millimetres of sand on top of his head, so I just dug frantically to get to his face and just so he could get a little bit of air. The ambos got there and put a oxygen mask on his face, and were able to keep him breathing and buy us a bit more time as well if there was another collapse.
I was buried in the hole for around 5 hours.
I looked up and there was the RAC helicopter. Oh, it was fantastic as soon as I heard it, because to know that the helicopter was standing by was, real relief for us.
Well, basically I'd been out, delivered a load of firewood, was on my way back, and another car just came along and didn't take a corner, and I was just wrong spot, wrong time. After I'd been hit, this car ran into me. My truck that I was driving was a little firewood truck. was stuck on full revs and there was smoke coming inside, and I actually thought I was going to be burnt alive. I could remember people breaking the windscreen and trying to get me out and that sort of thing, but I was stuck for 3 hours. They wheeled me up on a gurney to the helicopter from the accident site. I didn't ever get in an ambulance. I've met Dave, I've met the pilot, because he actually lived only a couple of 100 metres away from where the accident happened, so he knew where he could put the chopper down, and I still to this day don't know how he did it.
I was spraying weeds, and this area was quite rough and steep and rocky. And the next thing, I've got this feeling that the bike's starting to roll on me. And I woke up some time later, laying on my back with the quad bike on its side across my legs, trapping my legs. Probably then that I knew I was in a bit of trouble because no one was expected to come and see me that day, and obviously I wasn't due home until dark. I think it was after 6 at night, and the phone rang, and that was the first time the phone had rung all day, and I worked out it was some metres behind me. Half an hour later, I could hear the sound of vehicles coming, and I thought, you beaut, I'm saved. But you imagine someone going onto a property, it's a 600-acre property, where do they start looking? How are they going to see me in the dark? But I was able to reach up and get the ignition switch on the bike, and I managed to turn the light on and off, so I flashed the headlight on and off. That was it. That was when I was found.
If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here now. It chokes me up to think what could have been if it hadn't have been for them.
They're real life heroes. They're the Avengers.
They're the angels in the sky. They truly are. I'm very, very, very thankful. Very thankful.
Thanks for coming to get me. Thanks for looking after me. Thanks for the good humour when we're in the helicopter.
Day and night, they do a wonderful bloody job, and I can't thank them enough.
It was good to know that we had the support there, the best in Western Australia, that's for sure.
They got me there, they got me to Royal Perth so quick, and that was the fighting chance I needed.
I'm here, I'm alive, and that goes right back to that early intervention by the medical staff, the rescue chopper, getting me to expert medical care in the quickest time possible, and I'm sure that saved my life.